for the struggle of Kashmir following the revocation of Article 370 by the Government of India. For decades, the region of Jammu and Kashmir has been a flashpoint of conflict and symbol of the aspiration and suffering of its people. Article 370, a constitutional provision, granted special autonomy to Jammu and Kashmir, allowing the constitution and decision-making rights except in the matter of defense, communication, and foreign affairs. Its revocation marked a significant shift in the regional political landscape and has had a far-reaching consequences for security and stability, not only for Indian-held Kashmir, but also, in my view, for the whole region. What is the immediate impact? The immediate aftermath of the revocation saw a series of unprecedented measures. A security lockdown was imposed, communication were cut off, and thousands of political leaders and activists were detained. These actions, justified by the government as necessary for maintaining law and order, led to widespread unrest and a sense of betrayal among the Kashmiri people. The abrogation of article brought worrisome changes in the status of Indian-held Kashmir also. Previously, no one could buy the property in Jammu and Kashmir other than locals. But now, after this change, any citizen of India can buy property in Indian-held Kashmir, which may slowly and gradually turn Kashmiris into minority in Indian-held Kashmir. This is the same strategy which was adopted by Israel in Palestine. They started buying Palestinian land in 18th century and gradually settled their Jewish population and ultimately annexed 80% of Palestinian land. Before abolition of Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir had their distinct flag along with Indian flag, but now onward there will be only one flag, and that will be the Indian flag, which clearly shows that India has changed the status of Kashmir and now deviating from the UN resolution. Previously, because of Article 370, the Indian Parliament had no authority or jurisdiction to make laws for IHK, Indian-held Kashmir, but now onwards they can make laws for Jammu and Kashmir, which means suppressions of Kashmir would continue even in future as well as with the new draconian laws. The abrogation of Article 370 also ensured that now there will be no dual citizenship in the Jammu and Kashmir. Previously, only permanent settlers of Indian-held Kashmir could vote, but any citizen of India can become a candidate in election and also cast vote. Such a step would seriously undermine Kashmir's distinct identity and would turn the majority into minority. If we look at the economic and social ramifications, economically the region faced severe disruption. The tourism industry, a major source of income, collapsed. Businesses suffered. School and universities remained closed for extended period and everyday life came to a standstill. Socially, the sense of alienation and among the people grew, exacerbating the long-standing grievances against the central government. If we have a cursory look as to why major powers including the US, UK, France, Russia and China are not taking any action or having a big observation on India's atrocious rule in Indian-held Kashmir, to understand the helplessness of the major power, we need to analyze a few things. For instance, India's economic muscles and dependency of a major power on Indian market coerce them to stay away from resolution of a Kashmir issue. India is a $3.9 trillion economy and likely to surpass $5 trillion by 2025. With its 1.42 million population market, which no major power tend to ignore. So the United States of America is the biggest trading partner of India, with the total trading fiscal year in 2023, $120 billion. The US would never compromise on her billions of dollars of trade ties with India. Apart from trade relations, both states are also tied to each other in civil nuclear partnership. Nevertheless, the nuclear deterrence between India and Pakistan will never allow India to launch a massive conventional attack on Pakistan. India's strategic thinker have been employing different limited war and sub-conventional warfare strategies to maintain strategic edge against Pakistan, but Pakistan always comes up with the adequate resources. Pakistan policymakers are always working to take concrete steps to resolve Kashmir issue. Pakistan military is improving its conventional capabilities, filling up the operational gaps, and maintain an effective conventional deterrence to make it costly for the Indian military on any misadventure under nuclear umbrella. Now, first, if I should touch the human rights concerns, human rights organizations have raised serious concern about the situation in Kashmir post Article 370 abrogation. Several political leaders in Jammu and Kashmir were detained or placed under house arrest as a security measures. Prominent leaders of regional parties, including Sayyid Ali Gilani, Yasin Malik, Omar Abdullah, and Mahbooba Mufti, were among those who faced detentions. This move was to suppress the Kashmiri leadership. Arundhati Roy, a famous Indian writer, while speaking in New York, said, "The biggest myth of all times is that India is a democracy. In reality, it is not." Several states in India are on the verge of a civil war after the revocation of Article 370. The rape cases are increasing on the daily basis. Torture, abduction of youngsters, night raids, missing persons, mass graves are common in Indian occupied Kashmir. Reports of arbitrary detention, excessive use of force, and restriction on the freedom of expression have been widespread. According to UNHCR, reports of 2019, Indian occupied Kashmir is living with the widespread and organized human rights abuses for the past 4 decades. In conclusion and way forward, I can just say that we required a multifaceted approach. Dialogue between the central government and the Kashmiri representative is crucial. Trust-building measures, economic development initiative, and the restoration of the civil liberties are essential steps towards healing and reconciliation. The international community also has a role to play in supporting a peaceful resolution to the conflict. The struggle of Kashmir after the revocation of Article 370 is a testament to the resilience of its people and their unwavering quest for dignity and justice. It is a complex and sensitive issue that demands empathy, understanding, and a commitment to democratic principles and human rights by the Indian governments. As we stand in solidarity with people of Kashmir, let us hope for a future where peace and prosperity will prevail in this beautiful and troubled land. Thank you so much.